Hi there, my name's Irene Stelfox and I'm the full-time youth worker here at the South West Rural Youth Project, which is based in a small market town in South Shropshire, and we have this office space here at the local community college. I've been a full-time youth worker for about 10, 11 years, I think. And I've been here for about 6 years, and I manage the project, and I have a team of part-time youth workers, and we deliver youth work around the area. The office space here is, as I said, based on the school site, which actually is a big advantage because 90%, 89% of the young people are bused into the college, which illustrates how rural the area is. So in order to provide access to the project, it's good to have this building on the site where they can call in at a lunchtime, and we run 1 or 2 after school sessions, which obviously helps overcome the problems of transport in the area. Unfortunately, the project is about to change, cuts and whatever, and I will be moving on, and the sessions that we provide are going to be greatly reduced, which of course is a big shame. We've done a lot of work here, had loads of sessions looking at issues that young people have, and support, and one-to-one and groups, and yeah, it's sad that such things are changing. I think the value of youth work, as always, maybe isn't appreciated. On the surface, we have a group of young people coming in and we're chatting and they're having a cup of tea or they're playing the decks or whatever. And yeah, or they might be playing pool or something somewhere. But actually, it's the work that's going on around those situations. They're just a vehicle for the conversations, the discussions, the actually challenging things that they say. And I think still that isn't recognised.
To keep our brain...
To find what happens if you don't do it.
You
Get detention.
Get detention.
You're not like in time living else.
So
Do you think that's spanked?
I want to know, put the teacher down who does that.
Would you think some of the things that you learn at Girls' Club are as important as the things you learn in school?
Yeah, because you learn like citizenship and people skills.
We learn better things here than we do at school.
Yeah.
But then we had that at school anyway.
Yeah, but
nice
would you
to
rather
see
learn about those things in like girls' group than in
Yeah, because like
class?
Yeah,
with
you're not allowed to
some people
talk
at
in class
school
or
are,
like
a
slide
bit
it on.
embarrassing.
You're allowed to text a girls' club. You're not allowed at school.
You're not allowed to laugh at school, really.
I got
at
detention
those
for that.
things.
What, laughing?
Yeah.
That's because you were drawing.
At like...
No, that was Lucy, but we were in art, and then...
I think youth clubs and youth organisations have been around since the 40s, the 50s, with such things as, in fact earlier than that, with the Scout movement and the Boys Brigade. And it wasn't until the 1960s that it was recognised with the moral panic that young people did need some other provision that wasn't educational schools, that something was to be provided, and local governments were charged with making those provisions for their young people. A few years later, Albemarle report recognises the value of it, and starts to look at actually what informal education is. Early 2000s, transforming youth work papers came about, and we've actually been working around those government papers to have a broad informal curriculum that is educative, it's empowering, and it allows participation, and it's helping to support young people to develop and deal with their issues and situations. And sometimes that's not known, or that doesn't come over, and part of the skill of being a youth worker is to deliver that in a relationship with a young person that is a voluntary relationship. They have to go to school. They have to have appointments to see people. Here, they only come if they want to come, and part of our skill is developing that relationship that they keep coming back. And I think, for the most part, we've been quite successful. Although we're based here in a small market town, our main purpose is as a rural youth project, which obviously adds in other issues and considerations for the young people. For so many of them, they'll be just living on a farm or a cottage or something, or in a small hamlet, and they may only be themselves or one or two of their same age. I think the idyllic situation of moving the family out of the town because it'd be better for the young children, sometimes that's forgotten, that actually they grow into teenagers and they want contact with their mates and they don't want to be ferried around by their parents. It demands a commitment from the parents as well. So transport actually is a big problem. Even as they get older, if they want to move on from school to a college course, you're adding on, in fact, to get here to Bishop's Castle, to catch a service bus. They may have, a half an hour journey, and then the service bus takes another hour and a half to get to the college. So it's a long day for them. And as part of trying to address that problem, the project, we're fortunate in that we have a rural youth bus as well. And it was a 7-ton lorry, and it's been converted. And that goes out in the evenings, does a route round, and we'll pick up young people at the bottom of the lane or just in the village, and then we might park up, or we may come back here to the office where they can we can do all sorts of things, and they can be together with their mates. As part of our work, we have targets to meet, which is not a bad thing. Youth work is very difficult to measure. And we actually, within the work that we do in our sessions and our meetings with young people, we do work towards the Every Child Matters document, which gives us a means of measuring and targets to meet. There are 5 outcomes which centre around being healthy, staying safe, making a positive contribution by the young people to the community that they live in maybe, or having a voice, economic well-being, and enjoy and achieve, which can bring in accreditation for what they're doing as well. The other day I met with some of the young people that have been to the project and moved on now, really, as they've got older, just to talk to them about how they felt they benefited from their times with us in the past. Why do you think you came over to the office so often when you were in the school?
Possibly. I think we're a bit bored with the whole school playtime, break thing. There was not much to do, and kind of the youth centre was somewhere a bit different, and obviously we made friends with you, and just like coming over, really. There was always something going on, wasn't there? Yeah. Always something different. I think for me personally, my whole kind of background has been very academically focused, and so what I did as when I was younger was very much like schoolwork and stuff that was going to help me in my education. But I think youth work and the stuff I did with Irene kind of opened me up to learning on that sounds really cheesy, learning on a new level, doing new experiences, being more practical rather than just being academic and stuff. And and so I've kind of been able to combine the two, hopefully. And I hope I'm looking in one of the careers I'm interested in when I'm older is is youth work. So see where it goes.
During the week, like as you know, in the break times, lunch times, we think, oh, what should we do? And then we think, oh, we'll go and see Irene, and the youth office is just down from the school, so and we pop in and see her, make herself a cup of tea, and it just felt like another home really for me, and you know, just doing bits and bobs around for Irene and stuff, and yeah, it was very, very good. Like otherwise you'd just be, I don't like football, so we wouldn't be playing football. I'd probably just be dossing around the streets, and you know, it's a lot better to be in somewhere, you know, doing something. We went on a day trip out to it's a Who farm near Oswestry, and on the evening that was with Irene and the youth, in the youth bus, and on the way back I got dropped off at Shrewsbury College, Radbrook, where I was going to have a look about really, doing the catering course, and was dropped off there, did an evening service, just like watched over what they did and really enjoyed it, and then I went back and come down to Irene's. I said, oh, I'd like to go and do it and see what it's like. So we got the application forms and filled them out here in the youth office, and I was accepted, went for a formal interview and was accepted to go there, started, and did 12 months there, and it was, you know, if I hadn't have been in with the youth work, I wouldn't have been where I am now really, because, you know, it was that night that really inspired me to be a chef and have my own business, and it went from there really. Really, I think the point is that, you know, they're cutting a lot of money, and it's wondering where they will realise that in the end it's not the right place to be cutting money from, like the youth service, and especially out in a rural area there's just not the things to do, and you know, the kids are going to be hanging around on the streets, and you know, and we've been in here for, well, the best part of 4 or 5 years, and like doing activities and stuff, and I put applications in to extend the youth office here, and different things. We had a new TV and stuff like that for fitness activities, and it's really is a shame that everything's, you know, it's going, and it'll be missed really, because there'll be nowhere for the kids to go which have got little problems. They just want to drop in and say to Irene, you know, and 9 times out of 10 she'll sort it out, and you know, it will be missed.
Sadly, from the end of this month, the project here is virtually going to close. There will be a couple of sessions carrying on, and some support for individuals, but the majority of the work will have to end. Budget cuts, local government. Hopefully in the future, I certainly intend to carry on working with young people. I've still got plenty to do, and things will pick up again, and there will be some provision in this area. Hopefully, from what you've seen in this short video, does just emphasise that maybe on the surface it's, you know, just a group of young people chatting and just relaxing, but also it shows that underneath that informal education and trying to help support young people in developing into good citizens, I suppose, but just their personal development is not only about formal education, and there is a great need for such work to continue.
And it's really is a shame that everything's, you know, it's going, and it'll be missed really, because there'll be nowhere for the kids to go which have got little problems. They just want to drop in and say to Irene, you know.